Hello students, welcome back to my channel. This is Harsh and today we will discuss exercise 4.2 of class 12 mathematics from the chapter continuity and differentiability. So let us begin without wasting our time. And before continuing with this exercise 5.2, you need to go through the class 11 chapter, which is 13th chapter you must say. And in this exercise, product rule, quotient rule will be applicable, which were also in class 11th mathematics. And if you haven't watched that class 11th mathematics chapter 13, first of all you need to go through that. And if you haven't go through that chapter, you will have to face some problems. Okay, so first of all, go with that chapter. Today in this class, I will only talk about chain rule, which you haven't learned before. I will not talk about product rule and quotient rule. What I will tell you about product rule and quotient rule is just the formula. Okay, so let us have a look at product rule. Product rule. We have taken u and v as two numbers, or you can say the two variables, and we need to differentiate. Okay, assume this as equals to z. U and v are in multiplication with each other and it is equal to z, and we need to differentiate z. Okay, so here we have the formula of dz by dx. First of all, you need to differentiate u and leave v as it is, or you can also I will go with v differentiation, then I will proceed with u. Okay, so look here, we have u v differentiation, u as it is, and dv by dx for differentiation of u. First of all, we will differentiate v and then we will proceed with u differentiation. Now put a plus sign over here and differentiate u. Leave v as it is and differentiate u. Okay, this is what product rule is, and this is what you have learned in class 11th mathematics. And students, let me tell you one thing: this exercise 5.2 and this fifth chapter is completely based on your chapter 2, which is inverse trigonometric functions. And if you haven't learned inverse trigonometric functions, you will have some problems. The only reason to learn inverse trigonometric function is you will learn how to deal with these trigonometric functions. And apart from that, there are some formulas which are given in exercise 2.2 of class 12th mathematics. Okay, now let's come to the quotient rule. So what does quotient rule says? U and v are in division and this is equals to z. If we need to differentiate these, first of all we need to differentiate with respect to x. Okay, first of all make a square of v and leave v as it is and differentiate u du by dx, and put a minus sign over here. And now let's proceed with v differentiation. So first of all leave u as it is and differentiate v. Okay, this is what quotient rule says, and you must have learned this quotient rule and product rule in class 11th mathematics. Okay, now let's begin with the questions. And students, don't care about these formulas. Okay, I will be telling you each and every formula in this exercise which is applicable in the questions side by side. Okay, so let us come to the first question without wasting your time. Okay students, let us have a look at the first question of this exercise, which is sin x square plus 5. This is our very first question of this exercise 5.2. So let us see how we will deal with this question. You must have learned chain rule before you have come to across this video, and if you have learned, let me tell you what is chain rule. According to chain rule, you need to go through step by step. So for example, if you have, let f be a real valued function which is a composite of two functions u and v, that is f equals to v of u, And suppose t is equal to u of x, and if both dt and dv exist, we have df by dx. Okay, let me write it down what I have said. Df by dx equals to dv by dt into dt by dx. Okay, now let us understand what I have written here. F is a function, composite function, and we have to differentiate it. And this is what chain rule is. First of all, we are given with this v and u again, this v and u, okay, and we need to differentiate these. And v and u are supposed to be in the function of f equals to v of u. This o is off, and you know that o is used in our first chapter, relational function, very first chapter. And okay, and so this is what chain rule is. And for example, we need to consider this sin x square plus 5 to understand this chain rule. What is chain rule? What chain rule is? Sin x square plus 5. Okay, from starting we will deal with very basic level, we will not go to the higher level. Okay, so what is differentiation of sin x? Sin x differentiation is cos x, and here what we have is x square plus 5, and you don't know how to differentiate sin x square plus 5. Okay, when it comes with multiplication with sin x square plus 5. First of all, let me clear that this is not in multiplication with sin. So don't even think to apply that product rule here. Okay, so let us see that. Students, have you ever seen that sine exists independently? That sine exists like this. Sine does not have any angle or any other thing. First of all, sine, this trigonometric function always exists in some angle. They have some angles with them when they exist. Okay, so and x square plus 5 here is acting as a angle. So first of all, let us consider that x square plus 5, I am writing here x square plus 5 equals to u. We have considered this x square plus 5 as u. It's your wish to take u, v, a, b, c, and it's all your wish. How do you want to take it? Okay, and x square plus 5 as u. I am taking this x square plus 5 as u. So sin u, we need to differentiate sin u, and you know the differentiation of sin u, d by dx. Don't forget to put here d by dx, because it shows that you are differentiating sin u, and if you don't put, your marks will be deducted in the board exam. Okay, we have cos u du by dx. You can say we are differentiating with respect to x, and where does this u come? And we cannot differentiate u and neither leave it as it is or put a 0 over here. Okay, so we have du upon dx and du upon dx, and what we have considered u as, see here, I am putting line over here, du equals u equals to x square plus 5, which I have written here, u is equal to x square plus 5, and we need to differentiate with respect to x. So now differentiate x square plus 5 with respect to x. So what we will get after differentiating is 2x. Okay, I made a mistake over here. Cos u will come as it is, and then we will need to differentiate u. Okay, cos u as it is. So what was u? I am substituting these values here. Okay, apart from that, I haven't done any other thing. Cos u was x square plus 5, cos x square plus 5, this was our u, and what we have differentiated, and this du by dx equals to 2x, which I need to write down here, and this is our answer. So this was a very first question of exercise 5.2 from class 12th mathematics, and I hope you have understood this. Now let us come to the second question of this exercise 5.2. But before that, pause the video to note it down. Now students, let us have a look at our second question, which is cos sin x. Consider this uh, function equals to u. You can consider it as anything. Okay, so this time we are having angle as sin x and we need to differentiate these. Okay, first of all assume sin x as v. Okay, I'm taking sin x as v and we need to differentiate cos d, cos d upon dx, cos v. We need to differentiate v because I'm writing here v because we have considered sin x as v. Okay, so now we have cos. What is cos differentiation? Cos differentiation is minus sin v dv d upon dv upon dx, and now differentiate v. So what our v is v equals to sin x and we need to differentiate it. Okay, v equals to sin x and here we have cos x as its differentiate. Okay, dv upon dx, this is dv upon dx. Now let us substitute this value here. Okay, dv upon dx and v value here. Okay, minus sin x dv upon dx is cos x. And students, don't even think that these are same and you will multiply this sine with this sin x. No, these two are very different from each other. You can't multiply sine with sin x. Okay, sin x is angle for the sine. Okay, these two are different. I'm again telling you this. Don't even think to multiply this sine and sin x and you will not get sine square x or sin x square. This is very wrong. I'm showing you there that don't even think to multiply sine square x. You will not get sine square x cos x here. Okay, this is wrong, totally wrong. Okay, and this is what students generally make mistakes in their exam. Okay, now let us come to our third question, which is sin ax plus b. But before that, pause the video to note it down. Okay students, let us have a look at our third question, which is sin ax plus b. This is our third question, sin ax plus b, and we need to differentiate this. Now I am assuming ax plus b as you can take ax plus b as anything. Let us consider it as, I am taking this as q. Okay, now differentiate. I am taking sin ax plus b as d. Okay, sin ax plus b is equal to d and we need to differentiate this d upon dx. Okay, sin ax plus b, and we have considered ax plus b as q, so here we have cos q with now differentiation of q. This is what chain rule is. We need to go step by step and taking with each and every function. Look here, I'm telling you this question, sin ax plus b. First of all, we need to differentiate sine and then we need to proceed with ax plus b differentiation. Okay, cos q dq by dx. So what is this dq by dx? dq is ax plus b. Okay, dq is ax plus b and we need to differentiate this with dx. We after differentiating we have a. Okay, now let's put this value of q and dq by dx here. Here we have cos ax plus b and a. This is what our answer is. Now let us come to our fourth question, which is secant tangent root x. Isn't this question appears to be very difficult, right? But no, this is not very difficult question. It is quite easy. They have just given two. They have given three functions in the same question. Assume sine tangent root x as, I'm taking tangent root x. I'm taking this complete function as you can say e. I'm assuming this as e, and tangent root x as f. This is what I have considered. Okay, now let us differentiate these. Okay, secant tangent root x, we need to differentiate it. So what is differentiation of secant x basically? Think about it. What is differentiation of secant x? Secant x differentiation is tangent x secant x. Okay, first of all, differentiate secant. We have secant f tangent f. Do you know why I have taken f here? Because we have assumed tangent root x as f, and we need not to think about it when we are differentiating with secant. Okay, secant f tangent f. Now secant f tangent f, and do you think we need to go further? Yeah, we need to go further because we cannot leave this question as it is. Secant f, we need to differentiate df upon dx, and tangent f df upon dx. This is what we need to do. Now let us put the values. Secant tangent root x, this is value of secant f df by dx, and now tangent root x. This was differentiation of only secant. Now we need to go with differentiation of tangent root x. So what is differentiation of tangent root x? Tangent differentiation is secant square root x. This is differentiation of tangent root x, and differentiation of root x is 1 upon 2 root x, and that's it. This is our only answer. There was nothing to fear about it. I did just completed this in only 2 steps. Okay, now let us summarize how I have done this question. Our question was secant tangent root x equals to e. I have assumed this secant tangent root x as e and tangent root x as f. I have written here. First of all, differentiate secant. Secant differentiation will be secant x tangent x, and I have assumed tangent root x as f. Tangent root x is acting as f, and I have differentiated with this. Okay, secant f df upon dx, tangent f df upon dx. Okay, you must be wondering that how does this tangent root x came here? Df upon dx. Okay, df upon dx is here, secant square root x 1 upon 2 root x. This is our differentiation. So pause the video to note it down. Now we will proceed with our 5th question. Students, let's have a look at our 5th question. Now I will not explain you in a very deep manner. I will just go through this question firstly. Okay, so because we need to complete our syllabus as well. And students, remember, if you have any doubt anywhere, just write a comment. I will reach you there. Okay, sine ax plus b upon cos cx plus d. Let us assume this as e. I am assuming this e because e comes very less in these questions. That's why I have taken this as e. Now we need to apply quotient tool. Remember, I have already told you quotient tool, and this will be applicable here. Apart from that, there is nothing in this question. Cos cx plus d whole square. Okay, and this is quotient tool which I am applying here. Okay, so first of all, leave cos cx plus d as it is and differentiate sine ax plus b. Okay, sine differentiation is cos ax plus b, and ax differentiation will be a. Now let us come to differentiation of cos cx plus d. Cos cx plus d differentiation will be sine minus sine, okay, minus minus plus, that's why I put a plus over here without wasting my time. Sine cx plus d as it is. I have differentiated this cos cx plus d in with respect to x, and cos differentiation was minus sine, that's why I put a plus over here, and c differentiation, cx differentiation is c only. And now write down this sine ax plus b as it is. So this was our fifth question, and we did this question in a very single step, and there was nothing which appeared this question to be as very fiery. There is nothing to be feared in this question. Now let us come to the sixth question. In sixth question, let me tell you that product will be applicable in this sixth question. Students, if you haven't learned that product tool, quotient tool, and differentiation of all those trigonometric functions, you need to learn those quotients on your tips, or you can say that you need to learn this formula on tips. Okay, our sixth question is cos x cube into sine square x raised to power 5. So here we are having two functions, cos x cube and sine square x raised to power 5. Okay, this is our question is, and cos x cube and sine square x raised to power 5 are two functions. You can say this function as u and this as equals to v. Okay, now let us differentiate. I will do this question directly. I will not proceed with any formalities, and remember that you need to go through each and every single step. You need to show each and every single step on your board exam. Okay, and if you will not show, you will not get marks. If the question is given in the 4 marks, you need to write down each and every formula which you have applied in this question. Okay, and each and everything which you have done is this question. Okay, cos x cube, I will do this question in a single step because it will not take me any other time. Okay, cos x cube minus sine x cube, and differentiation of this x cube is 3x. Okay, and sine square x raised to power 5 as it is, because we need not to differentiate this sine square x raised to power 5. Now we need to differentiate this sine square x raised to power 5. Sine square differentiation is cos square x raised to power 5. Okay, and x raised to power 5 differentiation is 5x raised to power 4, and cos x cube as it is, cos x cube as it is. So this is our sixth question. Look how easy they are. You can do this question in only single step. You need not to show that all that you have assumed as x cube as v and x raised to power 5 as z or any other variable. You can do this question in single step if you are doing a paper in competitive exam and you need to get the answer very rapidly. So this is what the trick was, and you cannot say it as trick. You can simply show that it is practice, and your speed and your fact depends upon your practice. How much you practice, you get the result very fast. Okay, so now let us come to the seventh question, but before that, pause the video to note down, students. So let us have a look at our seventh question, which is 2 under root cot x square. This question is very important from the board point of view. Okay, so have a look at this question very carefully. So what I was saying, that this question is very important from board point of view. So let us have a look at this question. First of all, differentiate this. Assume this as equals to e, and now differentiate this d upon dx 2 under root cot square. Okay, this is what we have got. We need to differentiate it. Leave 2 constant as it is and differentiate under root 2 under root cot x square. So you must be wondering that how did this 2 under root cot x square came, but don't worry, this under root I have assumed this under root. So what is under root says? Under root states that the variable is given in the power of 1 upon 2, and that's what I have written here, that I have assumed this as under root x, and I can write 1x equals to 1 upon 1x. I can say that x raised to power 1 by 2, and when I differentiate this we have get x raised to power minus 1 by 2, and when I put x in denominator I have got x square. Simple. This is what I have got. Sorry, here x. Okay, this was just for showing you an example that how did this under root cot x square came. Now differentiate with cot x. Cot x differentiation. What is cot x differentiation? Just have a look at your mind. What is differentiation of cot x? Cot x differentiation is minus cosecant square x, and x differentiation is 2x. So this is was our question 7th. Okay, now let's have a look at our 8th question and the last question of this exercise. Cos root x. Assume cos root x as e, and now we need to differentiate using the chain rule. We have sine root x, and under root x differentiation is 2 root x. You must be thinking that I am doing this question in only single steps, and teacher on other YouTube channels shows that long questions. They make the question a single question a very long question, and which they should not do according to my view. And I have already told you that how did I go through this question. Okay students, if you have any doubt regarding any question in this exercise, kindly write it down on my comment sections. Okay, I will respond to it as fast as soon as possible. Okay, thank you very much for watching this video, and please do like and subscribe my channel. Thank you very much.